Hi folks, this is Simon Sage from Android Central. We are checking out a new Twitter client for Android called Slices. It's got a really nice, slick user interface here. It's still a couple little hiccups with the animation there, but overall it is a very nice piece of work. It gets its name from this feature that it's got called Slices. As far as I can tell, they function pretty much identically to lists in that they are collections of people on Twitter that are viewed in a single slice. There's still list support here. Very cool animations there, by the way. Lots of really nice user interface touches. But I mean, I've got my full list of lists here, and I follow all of them anyway. So Twitter native lists, you don't necessarily have to follow them in order to have them on a list. So in that way, they're even a little bit more flexible than Slices. But the idea is still interesting. I mean, there's a lot of potential there in order to add a whole bunch of different kind of content into Slices. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on here, including a new Explore section here where you can find different kinds of people to follow for different kinds of stuff. So we've got a bunch of important people in Cincinnati here that I might want to follow. We've got humor, so some of their personally chosen, curated follows. It's definitely a nice way to go, and very similar to what you might see in modern news reading applications for mobile. There are a few interesting kind of deep features here. So let's say that there are certain people like Crackberry Kevin that we want to still follow, but we don't necessarily want to listen to anymore. So we got a zip button here, which can still follow him, but he's muted from incoming timeline here. So it's a nice option to have. And you can also add extra people on here that are, you've got people who are already mentioned in this tweet, but you can also throw in certain keywords. I mean, if people are just yakking nonstop about something that you just don't want to hear about anymore, but you still want to follow up on Twitter, you've got that feature. So that's called Zip It. I find that's actually really helpful. There is also the ability to filter based on photos and videos instead of just tweets. So they all show up as thumbnails here. Which is a nice kind of a visual way to browse through your Twitter timeline. Going to the Compose window here, we've got all the usual stuff here. It plugs into Facebook only very lightly in that you can post your tweets to Facebook from the app. There's also geotagging and attaching pictures and video, as well as mentioning certain people here, so you can bring up your whole contact list there. So it's Slices is a really cool app. I'm still not sold on the idea of Slices themselves, but the animations here are really slick. Oh yeah, also the other thing was these overlays. So if you're within the timeline, you can bring up the main timeline, @mentions, or direct messages while still keeping that main window open. Lots of nice little touches like that make it a pretty decent application. It's free right now in Google Play, and I think a paid version for $4.99 will be made available. That gets rid of the ads, but last I checked, it's not out just yet. Anyway, this is Simon Sage from Android Central, and this is Slices.